War hero is finally back home after being in North Korea for almost 7 decades. The remains of 27-year-old Philip Mendoza were finally returned to his family this week. In fact, this afternoon, they finally laid Army Sergeant First Class to rest. It happened at the Sacramento Valley National Cemetery in Dixon.
Fox 40's Doug Johnson joining us now live in the studio with what this homecoming means to his family. Doug.
Eric and Nikki, the family tells us that this is a day that so many of their relatives had wanted to see, but sadly, many of them have passed on. But the new generation of Mendoza's family are honored that so many went through so much to bring him home. There's a vow America has made to everyone in military service. No man or woman left behind.
And that is a guarantee. And no matter if you haven't been found yet, you will be.
Sometimes that promise just takes a little longer, as it did for 27-year-old Philip Mendoza.
Yeah, they called him Felipe.
Rachel Zaragoza is Mendoza's grandniece. She says out of his 9 siblings, only 2, Zaragoza's grandmother and her granduncle, are still with us today.
She's 92 and my uncle's 89. It's just very heartwarming that the 2 siblings are able to witness him coming home at this age.
Zaragoza says her entire extended family has bonded, learning more about the uncle they never got to meet.
I'm learning stories as family members come together. I understand he was a great cook.
She says Mendoza also served during the Second World War and had the opportunity to leave the Army afterward, but he opted to re-enlist.
His dream was to continue to serve this country.
Growing up in Texas, Mendoza was brought to the Sacramento Valley National Cemetery in Dixon in order to be buried with 2 of his other brothers who also served. Mendoza's return was made possible after the United States and North Korea made an agreement in July to allow 55 boxes containing the remains of American service members killed during the war to be returned to their families. Later DNA testing done in Hawaii confirmed Mendoza was among them. Zaragoza says his story should give hope to other families whose loved ones are still missing in action.
They're not stopping to try to bring all of our Americans home. And, I just say keep the faith and continue praying and wishing that your loved one is found and that they will be honored in a way that my uncle has been honored today.
And during his burial, Sergeant Mendoza's surviving brother and sister received an Ambassador for Peace Medal for his service from a South Korean official. And we're told that Mendoza's sister is glad to have her brother back home, but sad that their mother is no longer alive to see it. In our studio tonight, Doug Johnson, Fox 40 News.
Doug, thank you. Sacramento City Councilman